Hi, welcome to our time management webinar. This webinar is going to go over tips and tricks for you to manage your time better as you go through your graduate course here with post-university. For our graduate students, usually the face of our graduate students, they're older than traditional students, usually 25 years or older. Some of them are even over the ages of 30. Usually these are people who are already in identified jobs, families have other outside responsibilities, and they are coming to a graduate online program because it fits into their schedule. Usually, time management, why is it important? It helps you preoccupy your time. You can get more done. You can become less stressed. It gives you more free time to either focus on your family, other responsibilities, the job that you're currently holding, and it's less wasted time where you're just kind of sitting around thinking, oh, what should I do next? Should I do class? Should I walk the dog? Should I do dinner? Should I meal prep? It kind of gives you a set standard of where you're going. For most of the students that I work with, I will send them this list, and it helps them fit in where they can fit in class times. It can show you when you should be sleeping. You might work a different schedule. You might work an overnight schedule. You can put that in so it caters to who you are personally. To fill out the schedule, you should start with your everyday commitments, such as work, family responsibilities, and yes, it will change. Say one of your children has after-school activities like soccer or basketball, you can fit that into the schedule. You should add the times that you guys usually eat, when you sleep, and even your commuting time, because it's going to be right down to the second of how you're planning your time. And usually for graduate classes, you have to find about 17 hours a week that you can spend doing your schoolwork. It doesn't have to be 17 hours split between 2 days, but you have a whole 7 days that you can find 17 hours. So for me personally, when I'm doing my classes, I will do 3 hours one day, 3 hours another day, but it does add up. And if you are taking more than one class, that 17 hours will double because it will be per class. Another trick for the schedule is be specific. Write down assignments that you have to do for your class. Write down how much time you anticipate to put into the discussion. Always make sure that you take out time for reading too, because reading and finding scholarly sources is a big part of the discussions as well as your assignments in class. And write down tentative times that you want to be completing things so you can hold yourself to a specific timeline. This is an example of a schedule where a person is showing how many times they have for leisure, for work, for commute, and for course time. And this will help them get through their 8 weeks and then the next 8 weeks and for the rest of their program. And again, how much time should you be dedicating to class? In an 8-week, 3-credit hour, 17 hours is the minimum expected to be engaged with your work, with your assignments, with your readings and research and writing your discussions and responding to your classmates. And this is just a guideline. The number can fluctuate. You can go above or below depending on the assignment. Sometimes you might only have a discussion board. Sometimes you might have 2 discussion boards plus an assignment. The work varies, so your schedule might vary each week.
So this is where we start to talk about what could really hinder you from managing your time correctly. I know specifically procrastination is a huge thing that I struggle with. I'm always waiting to the last minute to get something done. So just get to the root of the cause of procrastination. Is it because you're just dilly-daddling on social media, or are you actually have things that need to get done? So just chop the larger task into smaller pieces, more manageable chunks. So if you have you have a paper due at the end of the term, why don't we just break it up amongst the units, and that way you're not waiting to do your full paper at the end of your 8 weeks. reward yourself for meeting your goals. I mean, my great reward for myself is like a Starbucks coffee. So I did my homework. Tomorrow I'm going to go treat myself to a Starbucks coffee instead of a normal coffee that I would regularly have. So different ways to manage your time. As an online student, it's important for you to manage your time well so that you're able to achieve your goals. The biggest thing, so I mean, depending on the person will be depending on how you want to manage your time. You can either make a to-do list. I know specifically like every morning I'm making a to-do list for what I need to get done for work and then factor in something else that may come up. Set a time specific blocks of time to complete your coursework like Alex was talking about previously, filling out maybe one of those time calendars just to make sure your day is completely scheduled. That could also be helpful, as well as making a to-do list. And as I touched on earlier, just getting an early start to your assignments. So make it a habit to log into Blackboard on Sunday, review your unit for the upcoming week, and then block out your time from there. Especially with your discussion boards, just because you have to log in so many times, getting that initial discussion board post on Monday will alleviate so much time throughout your week, to make sure that you do have time in case you have a big assignment that's due on a Sunday. But also don't be afraid to take breaks. I mean, we are in crazy times in the world, so making sure that you're managing your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, those are all things that we need to focus on. So make sure you're taking your breaks, rewarding yourselves, and like especially with that to-do list, just crossing one thing off feels like a huge accomplishment. So again, the tips on time management would be to use that planner that Alex was showing you previously, monthly, daily, weekly, or even down to hourly, whatever works for you, but just actually use them. Don't just fill it out and then forget about it. Again, sleep, self-care, giving yourself time to rest so you have a clear head in the morning. Mental, physical, and emotional health are all big things we're all focusing on for this new year. Start early and look at the big picture. Look over your syllabus for the whole term. Map out what's going to work for you when you can get things done. Plan to get ahead in the week by getting that first discussion board done on Monday. And at the start of the term, take a look at when you're going to be, most busy with your previous life or with your personal life, and then with your work-life balance, and see where you can fit school in. Prioritize what assignments are weighed heavier on, what's going to take the most time. Like I mentioned before, making sure you're getting that big paper done, broken up into chunks, so you're not waiting till week 8 of the term and then trying to get it all done at once. Create a study space for yourself. Sometimes our apartments our houses may not give us the ability to have our own little office, but just, making sure everybody's aware that from 7:30 to 8:30 at night, mom's going to sit at the kitchen table and do her homework to please leave me alone, that kind of thing. And set goals for yourself. By this time I want to be done with this assignment, to make sure that you're staying on track and getting your homework in on time. So we do have some tools available for time management. We do offer free Microsoft Office to all of our students, so you can use the calendar in Microsoft Outlook. That will help you manage your time. Some people prefer Post-it notes. For me, I think they always get lost, so that's not the best for me. But I mean, whatever is a tool that is going to work best for you, make sure you find out what that is. When things are not going right, don't just stop. So we understand that life happens, especially nowadays. Things are always changing. Once you get behind, don't just stop and give up. I mean, reach out to your advisors, reach out to your instructors, make sure that we can maybe get you some makeup work done or just an extension on an assignment. We're all here to help you be the most successful person that you can be, so we don't know that you're going through something if you don't let us know. These are a couple resources we offer at Post. We offer free Tutor Me services for students. That's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week that you can access that right in your course. The Center for Academic Success, they also offer tutors in many different courses that'll usually an hour to 45-minute sessions that can help you with whatever you're struggling with. We offer free Grammarly to students. If you're having issues writing and you need help with your grammar or spelling, you can obviously use that. We have all three IT departments, Pearson Tech Support, which would be for certain books, Blackboard Help, and our IT. Always reach out to your current professor. They will be your first point of contact if you have questions in your course. Definitely reach us at any time, your advisor. And then we also are offering SOAR to students if they're having any issues and need maybe like housing or counseling, or just it's an all-around great resource. If you're ever struggling with something, reach out to your advisor for more information on that. Being that we are currently just a recorded session, I'm sure if you did have questions, feel free to reach out to your advisor, and they will be more than willing to help you with whatever questions that you do have. I would like to thank you for listening to our time management webinar, and I hope you have a great evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.